Hello viewers, today we are going to start our new chapter, A Tiger in the Zoo. A poem by Leslie Norris. And the poem says like that.
Stanza 1.
He stalks in his vivid stripes. The few steps of his cage, on paths of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage.
Stalks, move silently. Vivid, bright colors. Quiet rage, anger.
In this stanza, the poet describes the appearance of the tiger in the zoo. He says that the stripes on the tiger's body are visible from a far distance. These stripes are darker in color than the rest of his body structure. The tiger moves in the cage, but can walk only a few steps as the cage is small. He walks quietly due to its smooth velvet pads. The tiger is full of anger, but he suppresses it due to his helplessness.
Stanza 2.
He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass, near the water hole, where plump deer pass.
Lurking, hiding. Plump, fat.
In the second stanza, the poet imagines the life of the tiger in the jungle. He describes the other side of the tiger when he is a free animal. The poet says that, in the natural habitat, that is the dark forest, the tiger would have been laying in the shadow of the tree or hiding in the long grass to prevent other animals from noticing his movement. In this way, he would reach the water hole where all the animals of the forest come to drink water. When a deer would pass through the water hole, he would attack him and have him as a meal for the day.
Stanza 3.
He should be snarling around houses, at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village.
Snarling, making an angry, warning sound. Baring, uncovered. Fangs, sharp teeth of animals, like snake.
In the third stanza, the poet says that the tiger would be growling at the edge of the jungle near the village. The tiger would show his white long sharp teeth and long carved nails while moving here and there to scare the villagers. Here, the poet wants to convey that if we destroy the forests, then tigers will forcefully come out to towns and villages for their food. Thus, they will become the cause of terror to humans.
Stanza 4.
But he's locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. In the fourth stanza, the poet stops imagining the tiger's forest life and returns to the real condition. The poet says that the tiger is locked in a strong cell, which is made up of sturdy material. He has all this strength and power, but he is still behind bars. The tiger moves slowly and quietly in his cage and pays no attention to people who are coming to see him.
Stanza 5.
He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars.
Patrolling cars, the guards.
In the last stanza, the poet says that the tiger does not sleep at night. He hears the sound of the patrolling car. The noise of the patrolling car disturbs the tiger and does not allow him to sleep. He keeps staring at the stars with his brilliant eyes. He gets lost in his thoughts and wonders why he has been imprisoned in the cage.
Summary of the poem.
The poem explains the situation of a tiger in the zoo. The poet narrates a tiger's erstwhile life in the jungle when he has been a free animal and now when he is caged in the zoo. The poem begins by describing the physical features of the tiger, which is kept in a little cage. The poet then goes on to describe how a tiger's life would have been if he was in the jungle. In the end, the poet once again explains the situation of the tiger in the cage. The poet says that cage life has changed the personality of the tiger. He further elaborates that the tiger was a powerful and brave animal in the jungle and villagers were terrified by his power. However, now the tiger has been confined in the cage and has turned into a helpless and powerless animal.
Question time. Sir, describe the tiger in the cage.
The tiger in the cage is just a diminished form of his original self. He paces up and down in the cage restlessly. He is confined in the narrow cell and keeps staring at the stars as if longing for freedom. He is helpless and draws pity for his condition.
Sir, why does the tiger express his rage quietly?
The tiger expresses his rage quietly because there is nothing he can do from behind the bars of his cage. He is helpless as his strength now lies inside the cage. He is no longer free as he was in the jungle.
Sir, why do the tiger looks at the stars?
The tiger feels very helpless in the cage. He stares with hope at the brilliant stars shining in the sky. He hopes for the day when he would be able to run free in the wild. The brilliant stars, thus, provides him with some sort of comfort.
Sir, what does the poet convey through the poem?
The poet tries to expose the miserable life led by the animals in the zoo. He compares the life of the tiger in the zoo with its life at a natural habitat. The animals have the right to freedom and should not be caged. They should be allowed to run free in the wild. Agar apko video pasand to like or subscribe karna. Dhanyawad.